everybody, it's Miss Dani.
And I'm Miss Donna.
And today for BTC Storytime, we're going to be reading the old classic, Stone Soup by Anne McGovern.
I think this is a good one.
I think so too. I hope nobody's hungry out there because they're going to be very soon. A young man was walking. He walked and he walked. He walked all night and he walked all day. He was tired and he was hungry.
But his feet are tired too.
I bet. At last he came to a big house. "What a fine house," he said. "There will be plenty of food for me in here." He knocked on the door. A little old lady opened it. "Good lady," said the young man, "I am very hungry. Can you give me something to eat?" "I have nothing to give you," said the little old lady. "I have nothing in the house. I have nothing in the garden." And she began to close the door. "Stop," said the young man. "If you will not give me something to eat, will you give me a stone?"
That's an unusual request, huh?
Yeah, a stone, said the little old lady. "What will you do with a stone? You cannot eat a stone." "Ah," said the young man, "I can make soup from a stone." Now the little old lady had never heard that before. Make soup from a stone?
I've never heard that before.
Fancy that. "There are some stones in the road," said the little old lady. The young man picked up a round, gray stone. "This stone will make a wonderful soup," he said. "Now, get me a pot." The little old lady got a pot. "Fill the pot with water and put it on the fire," said the young man. The little old lady did as she was told, and soon the water was bubbling in the pot. The young man put the round, gray stone into the pot. "Now we will wait for the stone to cook into soup," he said. The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup is cooking fast." "It is cooking fast now," said the hungry young man, "but it would cook faster with some onions and carrots." So the little old lady went to the garden to get some yellow onions and pulled up all the carrots she could carry. Into the pot went the long, thin carrots with the yellow onions and the round, gray stone.
Well, the carrot's going to make it colorful.
Yeah. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that." The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup tastes good." "It tastes good now," said the hungry young man, "but it would taste better with beef bones." So the little old lady went to get some juicy beef bones. Into the pot went the juicy beef bones and the long, thin carrots and the yellow onions and the round, gray stone. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that." The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup is fit for a prince." "It is fit for a prince now," said the hungry young man, "but it would be fit for a king with a bit of salt and a handful of pepper."
He's smart.
So the little old lady got the salt and the pepper, and into the pot went the bit of pepper and the handful of salt and the juicy beef bones and the long, thin carrots and the yellow onions and the round, gray stone. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that." The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup is too thin." "It is too thin now," said the hungry young man, "but it would be nice and thick with some butter and barley." So the little old lady went to get the butter and barley. Into the pot went the butter and barley with the bit of pepper and the handful of salt and the juicy beef bones and the long, thin carrots and the yellow onion and the round, gray stone.
The ingredient list is getting long.
It is. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that." The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said the soup tasted good again. "That is good soup," she said. "Yes," said the hungry young man, "the soup is fit for a king. Now we will eat it." "Stop," said the little old lady. "This soup is indeed fit for a king. Now I need to set the table fit for a king." So she took out her best tablecloth and her best dishes.
Oh, this lady got excited over the
She
soup.
did. Then the little old lady and the hungry young man ate all the soup. The soup with the butter and barley and the bit of pepper and the handful of salt and the juicy beef bones and the long, thin carrots and the yellow onions and the round, gray stone. Soup from a stone, said the little old lady. Fancy that. Now I must be on my way, said the young man. He took the stone out of her pot and put it in his pocket. Why are you taking the stone? Said the little old lady. Well, said the young man, this stone is not cooked enough. I will have to cook it in some more soup tomorrow. And the young man said goodbye. He walked on down the road. He walked and he walked. What a fine supper I will have tomorrow, he said for himself. Soup from a stone. Fancy that.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
I would never think to do that.
No, it was very clever of him, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, so from all of us here at BGC, we hope everybody's staying healthy, having fun at home, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.